We good? We good? Think so. All right. Hopefully everyone's having a nice Wednesday. Been very nice weather today. So today we're gonna be talking more sports. We're gonna talk about NHL from yesterday, NBA from yesterday, and we're gonna do a NHL tier list. So yeah, that's pretty much what we got going on today. Hold on, let me lean up a little bit. Oh, okay. All right, so so there was NHL and NBA yesterday. We're gonna go over the NHL games from yesterday, and yeah. So first game is Oilers and Senators. The Oilers beating winning 3-2. Connor McDavid had a goal. Isaiah Howard first goal in the NHL, and Jake Wallman with the overtime goal for Edmonton. It's a big win for the Oilers, especially in all Canada match up there. Big win for them in overtime. Whoop. Oopsie. Next game we got is the Kraken and the Capitals. Capitals winning 4-1 over the Seattle Kraken. Four different goal scorers for the Capitals: Ryan Leonard, Tom Wilson, Nick Dowd, Jacob Chikrin. Good performance from Logan Thompson. Capitals, very strong performance. Kraken have been very inconsistent. Capitals look pretty strong. Next game we got is the Sharks and the Islanders. The Islanders winning 4-3. Another goal from Bo Horvat. Matthew Schaefer, goal and assist. At this point, everyone should be beating the Sharks at this point. Sharks are really not that difficult to play against. They have no wins on the year. So, they're definitely the worst. They're probably the worst team in the NHL this year. Next thing we got is the Devils and the Maple Leafs. The Devils winning 5-2. 3 assists from Jesper. Whatever. 3 assists from Jesper Bratt. Jack Hughes had a hat trick. He's a baller. Maple Leafs. The Devils just about played the Maple Leafs in this game. Like I said, Jack Hughes, absolute superstar. Jesper Bratt, also a fantastic player. Devils also look like one of the best teams in the NHL as well. Next game we got is the Canucks and the Penguins. Penguins winning 5-1 over the Canucks. Sidney Crosby scored another goal. Justin Brazeau had a goal and 2 assists. Chris Letang had 2 assists. I think he had his 600th career assist in the NHL. Overall, Penguins a little surprise team here if they're 5 wins in their first 7 games. Looking like a little surprise team there in Pittsburgh. Next thing we got is the Panthers and the Bruins. Panthers obviously beating the Bruins 4-3. 2 assists for Marchand in his return back to Boston. Sanzakevich, Bennett, Lucerin, Verhaeghe. Greer had all that goals. This game was crazy. Panthers were up 3-2 with a minute left. The Bruins end up scoring a goal. I think it was Geeky who scored, and with 20 seconds left, the Panthers end up scoring a goal right back, and so Panthers, that's a regulation win for the Panthers. Bruins trying to make a little bit of a comeback there, but it just wasn't enough. So now, yeah, well, Panthers stopped their 4-game losing streak, and the Bruins are now at a 5-game losing streak. So it's not looking good for them at the moment. Next game we got is the Kings and the Blues. Kings winning in overtime 2-1. Obviously, the goal by Adrian Kempe, giving them the win in overtime. Yeah, a big win for the Kings. They really needed it. They've been pretty below average at the start of the season. It's just a big win overall. Next game we got is the Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators. The Ducks winning 5-2. Yeah, Ross Johnson goal on the 2 assist. Cutter Gauthier goal and assist. Jacob Trouba 2 assist. Carlson's up with a goal. Yeah, Ducks not looking too bad either this season. Yeah, good win for them. And next thing we got is the Columbus Blue Jackets. A surprise dominating win over the Dallas Stars. Yeah, Adam Fantilli goal and assist. Boone Jenner goal and assist. Kent Johnson goal and assist. Yeah, the Stars have now lost 3 games in a row. And then the Blue Jackets, they just absolutely dominated the Stars away from in Dallas. Big result for them. And then obviously last game, the Avalanche and the Mammoth. The Mammoth winning 4-3 in overtime. Clayton Keller had 2 assists. Sergachev goal and 2 assists. I don't remember who had the game-winning goal. I think was it Gunther? I think it was Gunther. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, the Avalanche still don't have a regulation loss, but I mean, the Mammoth able to get now at 5-2. They're looking like a really good team as well, being the Avalanche. Now, obviously, the games tonight. 3 games tonight in the NHL. Got the Wild and the Devils. Should be a good game. My Red Wings play the Buffalo Sabres. See, the Red Wings can continue their hot streak. And Canadians and Flames. Little battle of Canada right there. Then to talk about the NBA games. Obviously, the 2 games yesterday, Rockets and Thunder is the first one. The Rockets winning, the Thunder winning 125-124 in a double overtime, first game of the season. Crazy game. Obviously, looking at the Rockets, Alperen Şengün, 39 points, 11 rebounds, getting a double-double. If we'd gotten 3 more assists, would have gotten a triple-double. Let's see. Jabari Smith with 16 points. Steven Adams, 13 rebounds. Kevin Durant, close to a double-double in his first game with the Rockets. He did foul out, I'm pretty sure. He had 23 points. Amen Thompson with 18. And I'm looking at the Thunder. SGA, obviously, 35 points. The reigning MVP. Chet Holmgren with 28 points. Really, those were like the 2 main guys for the Thunder. But yeah, it was a crazy game. The Rockets were up by 1 with like obviously less than 10 seconds, and then KD fouled SGA with 2 seconds left, and SGA made both free throws. Thunder sneak away a win there. Then the second game was Warriors and the Lakers. The Warriors winning 119-109. Look at the stats here. Steph Curry obviously had 23 points. With Jimmy Butler had 31. A big, Steph Curry not being the main guy in this game. surprisingly. Yeah, Butler to 31, Curry 23, Jonathan Kuminga had 17, Buddy Hield with 17. Outside of that, the rest of the team really didn't do anything else. And looking at the Lakers, Luka Doncic had 43 points and 12 rebounds, 1 assist away from a triple-double. Yeah, he had a huge performance. Austin Reeves had 26 points, close to a double-double. Needed one more assist. Yeah, Aiden with 10 points. Yeah, again, it was pretty much just a Doncic and Austin Reeves show, pretty much for the Lakers. Then looking at the NBA games tonight, the Heat and the Magic, and a little Florida, Battle of Florida there. They got Cavaliers and the Knicks. Then you got the Nets and the Hornets. Pretty mid. Actually, the Cavs and Knicks game should be good. Raptors and Hawks. That's mid. Then you got Sixers and Celtics. See what the Celtics look like without Jason Tatum. You got Wizards and Bucks. It's alright. Pelicans and Grizzlies. It's alright. Then you got my Pistons playing the Chicago Bulls in a rivalry game. Clippers and Jazz. Then you got Spurs and Mavericks. Kings, Suns, and Timberwolves and Trailblazers. Yeah. So hope the Pistons win. And then obviously tonight we also have some MLS play. The start of the MLS postseason. Chicago Fire versus Orlando, and then Portland versus Salt Lake. The 2 wildcard games. Actually, is it thunder? Man, at this time of year, it always looks like it's gonna it always looks like it's gonna thunderstorm or something. I don't know. No, it's looking fine. Anyway, on to our NHL tier list, power ranking / tier list. So first team we got is the New Jersey Devils. Obviously, like I said, they're 5-1. They've had a really strong start to the season. Obviously, they've beaten the Florida Panthers, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. All before the season, all were expecting them to be all playoff teams. I mean, I think you almost have to put the Devils in S tier. I mean, they only have one loss. They one loss, obviously beating to the Hurricanes in their first game. I mean, at this point, losing to the Hurricanes really not too much of a surprise. But yeah, the Devils have to be in S tier at this point. Again, it's only 6 games in. If they can continue this form the rest of for the majority of the season, they're going to look like a really scary team, potentially going into the postseason. Yeah, I feel like S tier has to make sense. Next thing we got is the San Jose Sharks. Obviously, they don't have a regulation win. So, sometimes I forget who they play against. Yeah, they got destroyed by the Mammoth. They got destroyed by the Penguins, and then they had a close loss to the Islanders. But regardless of blowout or close game, they're still in F tier. They don't have a win. Only makes sense for them to be in F tier. All right. So yeah, so far one team in S, one team in S tier, the other team in F tier. Next thing we got the Edmonton Oilers. They had like a 3-game losing streak away from home to the Islanders, to the Red Wings, and to the Devils, and they obviously won in overtime against the Senators. They've had a very mediocre start to the season, I must say. The Edmonton Oilers. Probably have to fit them right into C tier. They have 3 wins, 3 losses. and one overtime loss. It's just they've been very bang average, I guess. Next team we got is the Colorado Avalanche. Obviously, they don't have a regulation loss yet. They beat the Blue Jackets. They beat the Bruins, and obviously lost in overtime to the Utah Mammoth. But overall, I mean, I think they have tied for the most points in the league. Yeah, they're tied for most points in the league. I mean, you almost have to put them in S tier at this point. You have to put them in S tier. They don't have a regulation loss. They have 2 overtime losses, but they have 5 wins. It's been a strong start for the Avalanche. Not really much else to say. Next thing we have is the Pittsburgh Penguins. Obviously, they've been a little bit of a surprise team so far. They've been on a little winning streak, beating they beat the Kings, beat the Sharks, and then they destroyed the Canucks yesterday. I mean, again, none of those teams have had like the best of starts to the season, but regardless, they still have 5 wins in 7 games. Like kind of so it's the Avalanche, but the Penguins do have 2 regulation losses. I'd probably put them like A tier, because they've had a really good start to the season, like outperforming expectations so far. All right, next thing we have is the Montreal Canadiens. Obviously, they've obviously have the same record as the Penguins. Feels like the Canadiens have had a really impressive start to the season as well. Obviously, they beat the Nashville Predators. They lost to the Rangers in a close game, and then they beat the Sabres. Like, losing to the Rangers is not the best look. It's the fact that the Rangers have not been that good to start the year. But, I mean, you still have to put the Canadiens in A tier. Because, I mean, they do have double-digit points. They've just been winning games. Like they've been pulling some wins out. Like very gritty wins, I must say. But yeah, I'm not sure if to put them ahead or behind the Penguins. I'd probably put them ahead. I'd probably put them ahead of the Penguins because I think they've looked slightly better. But regardless, they're definitely still an A tier. Next thing we have is the New York Rangers. Obviously they lost to the Maple Leafs in overtime. They beat the Canadiens, and then they obviously lost to the Wild at home. Again, it's been a story of they've been good on the road, but at home they can't do anything. They're just not a good home team, like at all. They're a very poor home team. They've only scored 1 goal at home in 4 games, but on the road they've been serviceable. I think I'll probably put them like very back of C tier, just because of like how decent they play on the road. But again, they have to fix their home play. Like only scoring 1 goal at home in 4 games is kind of crazy work. But yeah, I don't think D tier would be that crazy to say, but I'm just gonna put them very, very back of C tier. Because I think there's definitely teams that are worse for sure. Next team we have is the Los Angeles Kings. They obviously lost to the Penguins. They lost to the Hurricanes in overtime, and then they beat the Blues in overtime. Again, the Kings have had a very measly start to the season. They've haven't looked the best. Like they're I mean they've made a couple. They had a couple games where they try to come back and win the game, but outside of that, they just haven't looked that great. I'm gonna have to put them in D tier because they are the third. They have they're like tied for like third lowest amount of points in the Western Conference. So I think sliding them right into D tier, I think makes quite a bit of sense in this case. All right, next thing we have is the Winnipeg Jets. Jets, they beat the Flyers. They beat the Predators and they beat the Flames, so they went undefeated this past week. I mean, they've had a very strong start. I guess do I put them like very front of A tier or back of S tier? I guess I probably have to put them back of S tier because they've won 5 games in 6. They won 5 out of their first 6 games. Yeah, I think S tier probably has to be S tier for them. I'm not sure if they're as good as the Devils. They're probably on like the same level. But yeah, I think S tier makes. I think S tier is right where they should belong. For now. Obviously, next team we have is the St. Louis Blues. The Blues they got destroyed by the Blackhawks. They beat the Stars and then they lost in overtime to the Kings. Again, the Blues have just had a very average start to the season. Been up and down. Do I put them B or C tier? I guess I probably have to put them probably in like very back of B tier. No, front of C tier. I think because they're just an average team. Like they're an average team. They play like an average team. The record says they're an average team. This is like the most bang average team you could probably have in the entire league, to be honest. But yeah. Next team we have is the Tampa Bay Lightning, who obviously lost to they lost to the Red Wings, and they lost to the Blue Jackets. The Lightning, they have not been good. To say the least, they have not been good to start the year. They are currently dead last in the Eastern Conference. It's been a very disappointing start, a very bad start for them. Honestly, I would have to put the Lightning in F tier. I have to put the Lightning in F tier. It's crazy to say. I think the thing is them being the same tier as the Sharks when the Sharks only going to have a win. I don't know. I mean, it's either back of D tier or front of F tier. It's like one of these two. You know what? No, I'm putting them F tier. I mean, when you have 1 win in 6 games, it's clearly not looking good for you. Especially when the Lightning have made the playoffs have consistently made the playoffs for like such a long time. They've won back-to-back Stanley Cups. They've been to 3 straight Stanley Cups. For a team like the Lightning to have this bad of a start. Again, everything all this could change. Like in the matter of like a month or two, all this could definitely change. But right now, they have to be an F tier for only having 1 win. Makes a lot of sense. Next thing we have is the Anaheim Ducks. They lost to the Blackhawks Actually, well, they lost to the Hurricanes, they lost to the Blackhawks, and then they beat the Predators yesterday. They've had an average start to the year. They've been good at times. Do I put them like around? I mean, I kind of have to put them around the same level as the Blues, probably like C tier. Again, it's just like they've played like a very like above like an average to maybe above average team, but like more so on the average side. Like again, like up and down results. So yeah, I think I need a little bundle here in C tier. Next team we have is the Boston Bruins. Obviously, the Bruins have been on a 5-game losing streak. They lost to the Golden Knights, they lost to the Avalanche, they lost to the Mammoth, and they lost to the Panthers. None of the losses kept coming in overtime, so they haven't even gotten a point in any of those games. I mean, to be fair, all of them are pretty good teams. Like all of them are like decent quality teams. But again, losing 5 games in a row, I mean, it only makes sense to put you in D tier. Like it doesn't matter what opponents you play. Like I mean, you have to try and win at least 1 or 2 of those games. But I mean, they didn't win a single one of those games. None of them were even overtime losses. It only makes sense for them to be in D tier. Next thing we have is the Calgary Flames. Obviously, they only have 1 win in 7 games. They lost to the Mammoth, lost to the Golden Knights, lost to the Jets. Again, I know all those teams have been great teams this season. But again, you're in the NHL. You have to try to win at least one of those games. They're 1-6. They have 1 win in 7 games. They have 2 points. You have to put them in F tier. They're better than the Sharks because at least they have a win. But I mean, it's just they've been definitely at least bottom 2 teams in the NHL. Excuse me. Like them and the Sharks are definitely the 2 worst teams so far, without a question. Next team we have is the Toronto Maple Leafs. They obviously they beat the Rangers, lost to the Kraken in overtime, and lost to the Devils. Again, they've been good. I'd probably put them like B tier. I'll probably put them around B tier. I'm actually gonna move the Ducks up to B tier, because I feel like because if you have the Maple Leafs in B tier, I mean the Ducks have been playing around similar. I think you have to put the Ducks in B tier as well. But back to the Maple Leafs, they put up goals. I mean, it's just, they've been again like up and down. They've been an above average team. Next team we have is the Chicago Blackhawks, who have been a surprise team. Obviously, they destroyed the Blues, lost in a shootout to the Canucks, and then they beat the Ducks in overtime. So yeah, I mean the Blackhawks, crazy to say, they gotta be B tier. Like based off expectations for this team, we expected the Blackhawks to probably be one of the worst teams in the NHL again. And like they took at least 1 point in the 3 games they played this week. I mean, you almost have to put them in B tier. Like they've played very decent quality hockey. They're getting good results out of these games. It only makes sense. Next thing we have is the Vegas Golden Knights. Obviously, they beat the Boston Bruins. They destroyed the Flames, and they convincingly won over the Hurricanes. It only makes sense. Golden Knights in S tier. Again, they're tied for the most points with the Avalanche. They don't have a regulation loss. I mean, they've played very strong this year. They look like one of the best teams. It just makes way too much sense. Sorry, I was just trying to count how many teams we've done so far. But yeah, I think so far, really nothing really wrong with this tier list. All right, next thing we have is the Nashville Predators, who they lost to the Canadiens, they lost to the Jets, and they also lost to the Ducks. Yeah, I think it only makes sense for them to put them in D tier. Again, they have the same record and the same amount of points as the Kings. So I mean, they have to be on the same same tier as the Kings. But yeah, I mean, at least the Predators took the Canadiens to overtime. At least they got a point. You know, actually, I'm gonna put the Kings ahead. I'll probably put the Kings like there. Yeah, I think that within that tier, I think that makes a decent amount of sense. Because yeah, the Predators have not played well at all this season. Actually, I'm gonna. Actually, I don't really need to. I don't need to take a bathroom break. We're good. Yeah. So now next team we got is the Dallas Stars. Obviously, they've lost 3 straight games. They lost to the Canucks. They lost to the Blues, and then they also got obliterated by the Blue Jackets yesterday. Yeah, again, it's just, I mean, because obviously in my last tier list I had them up here, but obviously them losing 3 games in a row, it's gonna drop them quite a bit, especially compared to these other teams who have really impressed so far. I would have to probably put the Stars like C tier. I probably have to put them. Actually, as I'm starting to think about it, I might just move the Blues up to B tier. I'm gonna move the Blues up to. I'll move the Blues up to B tier. It's just like. It's just, I don't know. Actually, what? No, I'm gonna leave the Blues in C tier. Yeah. It's like all these teams have just been average. Like again, the Stars had a good first 3 games, and now they've lost 3 straight. So I mean, based off that, I mean, they have to be lower than some of these other teams that have looked really that have really impressed so far. Next team we have is the Washington Capitals. Obviously, yeah, they beat the. Obviously, they destroyed the Wild. They did lose to the Canucks, and then they did beat the Kraken yesterday. I mean, overall, they also have double-digit points, so I mean, they have to be at least an A tier. So I mean, based off the. I mean, we're just going based off pretty much just trends here. Like pretty much like teams with at least like 10 points have to be like A or S. So yeah, Capitals A tier. I know some teams have played like 5 games. Some teams have played 6. Others have played 7. Heck, there's probably I think 1 or 2 teams that played 8. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, so far, I mean, like 10 points. I mean, you're in really good shape at this point. Our next team up we got is the Ottawa Senators. They They beat the crack. Although they lost. They got destroyed by the Sabres. They beat the Kraken in the shootout. They lost to the Islanders, and then they lost to the Oilers in overtime. Again, the Senators have not been that great this season. I have to put them in D tier. 2 wins in 7 games. Not really what you expect from this team who made the they made the playoffs last year. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like this is supposed to be a playoff team, and they have, at least so far, they have not played that well. So yeah, I think D tier fits right along. So I put them? I probably leave them ahead of the Kings. Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna take a quick little bathroom. We're back. Sorry, I had to just use the bathroom real quick. All right. Let's see. Next team we got is the Buffalo Sabres. They beat the Senators. They destroyed the Senators. They beat the Panthers in a shutout fashion, and then they lost to the Canadiens. So I mean, like not bad results for them. Like pretty good results. I guess probably have to be. I mean, they're still not a good. They're still not a good team, to be fair. I guess probably have to be front of D tier. Because I mean, they're still 2 wins in 6 games. They're still not the greatest team. They still have not played the best hockey, but I guess they've gotten a couple good results here and there. But yeah, still not, worthy of being in the good tiers. Next team we got is obviously my Detroit Red Wings. I'd say they beat the Panthers, they beat the Lightning in overtime, and they beat the Oilers. They're 5-1. They have 5 wins in their first 6 games. I mean, only makes sense to put my Red Wings in S tier, and it's not nothing to do with my bias. This has nothing to do with bias. If you generally have watched the Red Wings play this, in their first 6 games this year, they have looked like a really, really good team. Whether it's sustainable, we don't know. But I mean, based on what we've seen, they've looked like one of the best teams in the East. Obviously, again, probably not gonna last the whole year. But again, we're only looking at just like the start, like first couple weeks of the season. They gotta be in S tier. Next team we got is the Minnesota Wild. Oop. You see the Wild. They got destroyed by the Capitals, lost to the Flyers in overtime, and then beat the Rangers. So again, they have 7 points in 7 games. Only makes that's just again C tier level. like if you have like the same amount, like around the same amount of points as you do the amount of games, so you're just a average, like very average team. So again, like the Wild, like they're like right there, like right in the same tier as the Oilers and the Stars. Actually, yeah. After looking at this, I'm the move the Blues. I keep debating the Blues, but like I feel like after looking at those teams in C tier, I feel like the Blues have played better than all these teams. So Wild gotta be in C tier. Next up we got is the Florida Panthers. Obviously, they had a losing streak. They lost to the Red Wings, lost to the Devils, got shut out by the Sabres, but then they did beat the Bruins yesterday. So I mean, like again, like the losing streak really did not look great for them. But again, I think probably the slot right into B tier. They're just ignore my dogs. But yeah, they have to be slid right into B tier because I mean they've played. Actually, what no? I'm trying to think because I don't have them. At least I don't have them in A tier. They're definitely not A tier because they don't really have like the threshold of 10 points. So I mean, I think like maybe like lower B tier. Like maybe like there. Yeah, I think like around like middle B tier. Because I mean, like again, like it like obviously not having Barkov and Kachuk, it really does not help at all. But I mean, like you're still the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. I mean, still gotta be winning games regardless of what scenario you're in. So. I mean, yeah, B tier for sure. Next thing we have is the Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, they beat the Ducks, beat the Kings in overtime, and obviously got their first regulation loss to the Golden Knights yesterday. I mean, I know that loss to the Golden Knights did not look good, but I mean, they're still got to put them in S tier. I still feel like this is it's still one of the best teams in hockey in the NHL. Really, I really not gonna can't really doubt them too much off one game because they still have won 5 games, and have 1 loss. So again, they still gotta be S tier for sure. But yeah. Next team we got is the Utah Mammoth. See the Mammoth, they beat the Flames, they beat the Sharks, they beat the Bruins, and then they beat the Avalanche in overtime. So I mean the Mammoth have had a fantastic streak of games there. I feel like again you have to put them in S tier. Like again, based on how they've played, the 4-game win streak. I know before they had a loss to the Blackhawks, but again the Blackhawks have looked pretty good to start the year, so that loss is not looking as bad. And then the other loss was the Avalanche, who they just beat yesterday. So I mean, yeah, I guess like S tier has to make sense for them. Like either that or like super super high A tier. It's just. You know what? I think maybe what we have to push back a little bit. Maybe I'll probably say the Mammoth are A tier. But like again, if they were up here, I would not be surprised. But I think I'm gonna hold back a little bit for now because again compared to like the Golden Knights, the Avalanche, I just don't think they're like quite on like this like the same level yet. It's like it's tough though. I think they're definitely front of A tier, but they could have potential to be in S tier. Next team we got is the Seattle Kraken. Obviously, they lost to the Senators in a shootout. They beat the Maple Leafs in overtime. They got destroyed by the Flyers. Got destroyed by the Capitals. It's not. It's been a like an okay couple past games. You probably just have to slime right into B tier. I guess it only just makes sense to just been above average. Like, I know I've said that quite a bit, but again, it's been good for them. It's been decent, nothing too crazy. All right, we got 4 more teams left here. See, next team we got is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, they got destroyed by the Avalanche. They did beat the Lightning, and they did beat the Stars. Like, I think that game, those two, those wins. I mean, actually, the win against the Stars actually was probably definitely the standout win for sure. But again, I think probably gotta just go in C tier, because I should, again, there's just a boring, irrelevant, somewhat irrelevant, just team pretty much. It's just they're cool, they're average, they're just they're just right there. Not playing terribly, not playing top tier either. Perfect. C tier is perfect. Next thing we got is the Philadelphia Flyers. Obviously, they took a brutal loss, brutal beating of the Jets. Getting destroyed by the Jets, beating the Wild in overtime, and then they beat the Kraken. Again, the Flyers, they've looked pretty good. They've looked like a pretty good team so far. All their the majority of their games so far have been competitive. They've showed some fight in those games. Are they one of the top teams? Of course not. But they make teams work for their win. So yeah, Flyers B tier. Makes sense. Alright, we got 2 more teams left. So next team we got is the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, they beat the Stars, beat the Blackhawks, beat the Capitals, and then they lost to the Penguins. The Canucks, they've had some good. They've had good results. They've also had pretty bad results, like the game yesterday. Good results, like the 3-game win streak, but then bad results, like the game yesterday. Again, they probably just have to put them right in B tier. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit of teams in this B tier. But yeah, that's where a lot of the teams are so far. To be fair. All right, one last team to go is the New York Islanders. Obviously, they beat the Oilers, they beat the Senators, and they beat the Sharks. So yeah, because they didn't have a win in the first 3 games, and now they've won their past 3. It's a complete opposite the Dallas Stars. It's the Stars start up here, the Islanders started down here, and now they're just they're meeting right here while these 2 teams are going like this. So basically because of that, you have to put them right in C tier. Not quite good enough to be in the B tier. Yeah, so I think C tier for Islanders right there. All right, so yeah, that's my NHL tier list right there. It's good. Now I'm gonna try to adjust within the tiers. F tier. Yeah, I think that's fair. Alright, so now D tier. Do I really adjust? I guess I'll probably put the Kings there. Sabres like that. Bruins. Yeah, so it's like all these teams are kind of just like bad. They're all pretty bad teams, to be fair. I guess I'll probably do like that. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Alright, then within C tier, I'll probably, I think Rangers gotta be last in there. Yeah, I'd probably put the Oilers like front. Do I could probably have like the Wild there. Blue Jackets. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, in terms of B tier, I'd probably say like Flyers there. Yeah, Blues, Flyers. Guess Ducks, Kraken. Yeah, I like that for B tier. A tier, I don't really think I really need to make any adjustments here. I could put the Capitals ahead of Mammoth. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Yeah, and then in S tier, Red Wings probably, unfortunately, probably have to be like the back of S tier. I'd probably say, yeah, Hurricanes and S. Like Hurricanes like third. Between like the Devils and the Jets, I'd probably say the Jets ahead of the Devils. I think Golden Knights probably the best team in the NHL. So yeah, I think that's my power ranking / tier list right there. Yeah, I really don't. I'm not gonna make any more changes with this. I think that's pretty good. All right. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream. So yeah, we talked NHL, we talked NBA, we talked very little, like little amount of MLS. Then we also did an NHL tier list. So yeah, follow me on all socials, subscribe to YouTube, follow me on TikTok and Instagram, follow me on Twitch. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow. See you.